Hey, lovely Simlies, it's Deligracy here with a renovation video. I'm renovating one of the starter homes in The Sims 4 in Oasis Springs. This house kind of looks like I was going to say a caravan house, but it's not really. But clearly it's meant to look a little bit rough. So I'm just changing it up. I gave myself a budget of 30,000 simoleons plus the existing furniture that was in the house, and we do go a little bit over because I got a little bit carried away, but it was a really fun exercise because I don't know, I just wanted to make this kind of really elongated house look nice. And that's hard when it's just one really long house. It's hard to make it look nice. But I was kind of experimenting with different roofline and then maybe having an upstairs sunroom, which was a cool idea when I look back on it. But uh, in the end, we save money and just take that off. But I thought it was kind of cool. Um, so yeah, it was fun. This house is definitely in a similar style to the glass and wood house I did recently, using orange and blues in it, and also some light timber, a little bit of Scandinavian influence in there. I I don't know, I was just in that mood. I did this not long after the other build, so I was still in that mind of aesthetic, I guess. So you'll notice that's quite similar, but still fun, still fun. And yeah, then I thought, oh, I'll put like a sunroom or a glass box on the other side. I was trying to break up the elongated shape of the house without completely changing it. So it was a good challenge. It was a good challenge. I think renovating starter homes is really fun in The Sims. It's something that I used to do a lot in my own time before I was on YouTube, and I don't know, it's just a good time. Anyways, putting these walls next to the windows just to frame the windows a little bit more. Now I think of it, I could have put some floor tiles on there, would have looked nice. And we do change the windows up in a little bit. I These full windows that are on the side of the house, I think they actually look quite nice when they're the wall height down to the wall height you're using, or the wall height below. So they actually kind of sit nicely in the center of the wall. I quite liked that. So we do change a few of the windows to that, and not much landscaping in this build either. We only went a little bit over budget, I think, but I pretty much clean out all of the furnishings. It's all gone, and the outset part there, or the where the wall comes out, that's going to be the little kitchenette. The master bedroom's going to be at the back of the house. Just grabbing a random bed there to work out the spacing of the room, because I feel like if you don't actually get furniture and look at how big the furniture is, sometimes you run out of space or you have too much space. At least that's what I find for me. And also positioning the windows there so it goes nicely with it. The kitchen area, we start off with these counters, but we do change them in the end. And I had a little bit of difficulty with the orientation of the kitchen. I wasn't sure, like, if it should just stop there where the wall is, or if it should come out a little bit. So we do experiment with the wall design quite a bit here. It's kind of coming together. I am so keen for some new content in The Sims 4, like new furnishings. I know we have to give, of course, The Sims 4 time. It just came out not long ago, but I am very excited for when maybe there's something like the equivalent of the Sims 3 store where we can buy new furniture, or if not, just new content that comes with expansion packs and game packs. Just slowly building it up be pretty awesome. Some of the custom content around is really amazing and really exciting to look at too, because you kind of get an idea of what is possible in the game. I personally don't use custom content. The reason why is because I feel like I can be creative enough with the existing content, and I really don't like files messing with my game. I used to get custom content hairs in The Sims 3, and I just found they glitched so much. Like, my Sims would be bald one time I play, and then the next time they'd have really nice hair, really beautiful hair that I downloaded, and then the next time they'd be bald again, and it was just like, I don't know. I'm just not good with it. um, so yeah, putting in the stove, oh my gosh, in my current let's decorate a Hollywood home in The Sims 3, I totally forgot the stove, and because it's pre-recorded, you guys will realize that there is never a stove in that series, which is really annoying because I can't go back and change it now unless I re-recorded it, which is just, I don't have the time for that right now. Um, but yeah, I do apologize for that. I forget these things all the time, especially if there's a lot on my mind. I forget little things like that when I'm playing The Sims. The roof was curved originally, but I've just lowered it. I think it just makes it look a little more streamlined, a little more contemporary rather than clumsy looking, I suppose. And the outside of it's nothing too flash, like it still looks pretty average, I suppose. Nothing too exciting. But the interior is really nice. We add some bright colors into the interior as well in a second, like I said, and lots of different wallpapers. I think it would be interesting to change this up a little bit, maybe change up the entire style of the interior that we go with, but I like it for now. And I kind of wanted it to be appropriate for both genders too. The flooring, we go with this really rustic floorboard, light floorboard. I really like it. And that kind of uneven wall there is going to be the bathroom near the dining table. I think we extend it slightly though, and it's quite a big bedroom. It's quite an impressive bedroom if you ask me for size. Like this place, you think it's a little shack, but if this was a real house, you'd be surprised about how much you can fit in here. Also super easy to add on extra rooms if your Sims have a baby or something. Like you could make this into a really big house if you kept adding on to it. Just kind of cool. Playing around with the idea of a larger dining table with different colored chairs, just having a bit of fun with that, but we do turn it down a notch. We get a normal table size and some chairs that are definitely more simple and streamlined. I really liked this carpet, the strong contrast of the black and the white. I decided we really needed a strong color on the walls. Thought that was really cool. And it's now that we kind of go back into that theme of light floorboards and bold colors amongst it, which aesthetically works really well together, I think. Uh, fixing up the kitchen again, we go with white counters. This looks much better in my opinion because we put in a lot of contrasting colors. The white fits in nicely there and I love white walls. But yes, as I said, this is similar to the other build I did, but I don't know, I was just enjoying this theme of house build. It's just fun. And I like how there's a wall that hides the stove as well, because stoves are kind of ugly a lot of the time, so it just kind of hides it behind there, which is nice. Although we do move the stove to where the sink is, if I remember correctly. So I guess in the end we do look at the stove. But I don't mind how it is now, actually. Don't mind that at all. Switching up the colors of the chairs, playing around with that, because it's just something that I always do. I don't know why, but I always have to have things mismatched. It's not everyone's thing. But for me, I'm like, I have to do something out of the norm. It's just the deli thing to do. And then figuring out what painting to put on the wall there. Excited to get some more paintings as well in The Sims 4. I hope when we get to work, they might have quite a few new wall things for decorating your stores and whatnot. Because I did realize in the trailer there seemed to be a few more wall things and cool jewelry as well. Very nice jewelry. So yeah, putting these paintings on the wall and then plant in there. Greenery. Greenery is something I want to get more of, like in actual real life. I want more greenery in my room, I've decided. It's just so nice. And it's like getting so cold in Australia now because we've just had our summer and now we're going into winter. It's so sad. Well, autumn. Or as a lot of you guys would call it, fall. We call it autumn here though. And I don't know, it's just getting cold. It's so sad. And all of you guys, well, a lot of you guys, not all of you, but many of you will be going into the warmer months of the year. So that'll be nice. So yeah, the stove's been moved and it works now because it's a little bit prettier now that it's black and it ties in with the rest of the room. I really love these cupboards, how some are white, some are black. I think that looks interesting, and putting a stone wall behind the stove as well. It just makes it look a bit more realistic, I think. The bathroom's really simple. We've just got like black and white theme going on still, and I think we add a few bright colors in the bathroom a bit later. I really like what we end up doing in the lounge room for the TV area, and I really like the master bedroom too. And yes, these white tiles on the wall against the orange I adore. And I totally did this in the last build as well, because I just love those white tiles with orange. Just the contrast is really nice. And then we're figuring out what wood to put here. We actually take some of the outer skirting boards and use them on the interior. I thought that looked kind of cool. And this is about to be the TV area. So we're just stacking the smaller cupboards on top of one another and creating a TV cabinet, or at least the sense of it, and the big TV, which is probably not necessary, but I was like, it just looks so cool. These lights are actually floor lights. They look quite nice, I think, going through those cupboards or that TV cabinet, because they look like smaller just lights that wouldn't have a stand underneath them. They look like bedside lights, or I don't know. They remind me of the lights that you can buy at IKEA. They're like, I call them rice paper lights, but I don't think they're rice paper at all. They're like paper lights. Trying out some different ideas for rugs here. I've used the circular rugs a lot. I've actually used these rugs a lot. Like, I've used them to death in The Sims 4. We need more rugs. We need tapestries. If you guys used to watch my channel like 6 months ago, and I would never stop going on about the tapestries in The Sims 3. I want tapestries in The Sims 4. That would be awesome. But yeah, we just go with these simple, I don't know why I turned the grid on them, but whatever. We just went with 3 smaller carpets. It works, it's nice, it's not overpowering. And we actually got a new rug today at my house, which is cool, a new IKEA rug. Very exciting. And figuring out where the couch can go. I thought this couch would work well L-shaped, but I don't believe we do that because the crossover just looked too glitchy, didn't quite fit. But these couches I haven't used yet before on The Sims 4, so it was nice to get to use them. A nice little side table in the corner. It's quite cute. And I don't know, I just really love interior design. Interior design has got to be like one of the most interesting and fun things to do ever. I feel like, I know this is going to sound really left field and it probably won't make sense, but interior design is like maths. Like, it's like solving maths, because you have like a space that you're challenged to make things fit in and make them work, and then like make it look pretty as well. And I feel like it's just a challenge, like it's a problem to solve. And I like that about it. But I hated maths, so I don't know why I use maths as an example. Oh man, I don't like it. Does anyone like maths? I know some people would. If you're good at maths, I think you like maths, but ugh. I love this table at the end of the bed, and I love how the bed covers actually match the wall color there. I was like, good find, good find. So there's a lot of color coordination going on in this house. It's a lot of matching, but it's fun. It's fun. And these tables that go across beds, that's another IKEA idea. You can get them from IKEA to put across your bed if you want to. And I don't know, I just think it's kind of cool. These paintings, I was figuring out a nice orientation, kind of stacking different ones, and I realized the budget was getting pretty low. So I think we just used 3 of them in the end, and they look quite nice there. 3 of them kind of higgledy-piggledy on the wall there. It's the worst description ever. But you kind of get my drift. We're going to create a wardrobe area here in the corner. We stick in a wall so it becomes, I guess, a little bit more. Oh, this was kind of a cool idea, sticking those along the wall. I might do that in another build, but we need a wall in the corner there to kind of make it seem realistic that there's a wardrobe. I don't know, it just helps create the room or I don't know, it just helps. So popping in mirrors there and the upper cupboards. So there's a little bit of storage for all their bits and bobs, because storage, my friend, is like the most important thing. I saw the coolest stairs that in a house, like in a really contemporary home. It was on Tumblr, I think, and they had storage inside every step of the stairs. And I was like, that is such a good idea, because houses always run out of storage. So storage space. Thought it was really clever. Bedroom's pretty much finished up now. We did put some brick wall, some sliding in there, so there's heaps of wallpapers going on. Perhaps too much. I would, like, if I started gameplay in this house, I might actually take out those stone walls and just make them sliding. But I got carried away, probably. I had way too much fun, so I don't know. Each to their own. You might like it, you might not. And fixing up some of the roofing here, I was seeing like what would work in terms of these parts that aren't perfectly in line with the rest of the house. And I was practicing or seeing what they would look like slightly risen up, and I just felt it didn't look quite right. So we just make them more level, or going into the roof rather, intersecting it. So yeah, that's pretty much the house. I was just going to pop in a few tables and chairs in the outdoor section, and maybe a few more trees and whatnot to make it look a little bit more contemporary. And then we'll be going into screenshots pretty soon. And I love that Sim who actually lives here. He seems pretty cool. You can check him out in the base game of The Sims 4. He is in everyone's worlds of Oasis Springs, in that household to begin with, I believe. Lots of nice rocks and stuff, and I love it when we start putting the fun ferns in, or the fun plants. Just makes it come to life a little bit more. But anyways, here are the screenshots. Here's the exterior of the house, and then we're moving on to more exterior of the house. You know, it kind of works. It kind of works. It's more interesting than it was before, in my opinion. And then we've got the lounge room here. I love that TV cabinet with the more square cupboards, the dining room. Maybe the mismatched chairs were a little bit much, but you know, having fun with it in any case. And the bedroom, of course. But thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you soon.